Hello, creatives, community, and kind folks. Sorry for the delay. I did a video where I think I seemed like I was criticizing, maybe even harsher than that, um, blaming gamers for optimizing the fun out of like tabletop role playing games and society in general, and that's wrong. So I thought I would do a video where we talk about video gamer habits that I think kind of translate well to maybe success of tabletop role playing games and even our society going into the future. So, strange to combine those two things, solving world problems and tabletop role playing games. But let's delve into it. First, of course, put your feet up, grab your snacks, and let's prep ourselves by going through the intro and then getting into how video gamer habits could probably lead us to success in the future. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to RPG with DBJ. Yeah, had a little. This delay was due to my producers, Brutus and Scarlet. So apologize for that. But yeah, and we're gonna. If you guys don't mind, I would like to. I made a small list. You guys know, every once in a while I like to make a list of something, and I'd like to share that list out. As a matter of fact, let's do it this way. I'm going to share that list out, and I would like to have your input in this list to specify certain like video gamer habits and how they relate to thinking about the world, and how sometimes if there's, I'm going to use myself as an example so you guys can dump on me, that we can look at people's behaviors or factions, organizations, whatever, even politics, whatever around the world, and in any part of history, and go, well, I don't like that, so I'm gonna throw out, and there's a term called throw out the baby with the bathwater. But maybe if we do have a little bit of a critical look, we can see. Okay, so, and mind you, this list isn't all inclusive, right? Please help me build this when it comes to video gamers and how we see ourselves in the future. So the first one is farm and grind. You said a critical eye there, Drew. Yep, exactly. So farm and grind. That's the idea that sometimes a process needs to happen, and while that process may be through other people's eyes boring or tedious, or in its beginning origins a little bit, shall I say, useless energies spent, that the outcome produces a better value than the initial investment. I say all that to say, sometimes we need people who are the factory workers, right? Sometimes we need somebody to go, you know what, we need to mine helium-3 off the surface of the moon. And while the beginning stages of that might be boring and expensive and rough, the ultimate thing would be, hey, we need rocket fuel, and we could use helium-3 out of the regolith on the moon, and it might require a big investment in the beginning, but the outcomes will be better. And humanity has been built on farming and grinding. I mean, literal farming is the idea of using a lot of upfront energy to achieve a greater goal at the end. I mean, literally, farming is plant things in the ground, hope for the best, right? And Shai says, farm and grind, is that a computer thing? Exactly. If you have to form and grind in a tabletop game, you might need a new DM. Well, that's the thing, right? For tabletop games, if I had to relate farming and grinding, that would be like, um there's a resource in a tabletop game, and and the players are trying to achieve that resource, and they might be, sometimes we call that spamming, especially in combat we call it spamming. You just keep hitting the same button over and over again. But for video games, a lot of times farming and grinding is like, I don't know, I need 500 resources to build this thing for my video game character, but the only way to do it is to, go out in the woods, grab something, bring it back to the town, and then they turn it into a resource, and it gives me one. I got to do this thing 500 times, and they keep going back out into the woods, grab one, bring it back to town, go out back out to the woods, grab one resource, bring it back into town, and you have to do that over and over again. Also, I think even if you automate farming and grinding, the idea that someone's keeping an eye on it and not letting it get out of hand, like, I need this thing to happen, I gotta watch over it, which might be us watching over like automated systems, but getting something out of it. Yeah. Yeah, well, there is, no one ever reads the fine print on that part. Yeah, Shai says farming and grinding means killing shitloads of jobber monsters for XP, right? Or is there more to it than that? Well, if you read the fine print on experience points, and listen, I know a lot of gamers have done this, there's an upper limit to how much experience you can get in tabletop role-playing games by just killing easy to kill monsters. Because at a certain point, you get 0 experience points for killing easy to kill monsters. Like 18th level characters don't get experience points for killing goblins any longer, and no one ever reads that part. I'll have to we might even have to do a video on that, like the whole how do experience points actually work if you read the rules. And I'm talking like 2nd edition, 3rd edition, like I'm talking like even back then, even till today. Experience points don't work the way people think they work. Everyone reads the first thing. Okay. Second part, gamer actions. Gamer actions, mantras, habits, I don't know what to call it, is explore the corners. So something that happens almost universally when it comes to gamers, especially in like large worlds, like sandbox worlds or something, is that gamers explore the corners. There's a giant map with a bunch of like crap in the middle, and what happens? Everybody explores the corners. Everybody goes to the very edge of the map and tries to go off the edge of the map and tries to figure out how come you can't go to the edge of the map and thing. And early video games had a habit of like making it look like it was a big world, but the corners were very short because you couldn't walk or climb or swim or travel past a certain point. And video gamers explore the corners. And when it comes to like going to Mars, or reestablishing ourselves on the moon, or trying to farm comets, or extract resources from asteroids, while it is cool to have your eye on the ball, it also means maybe we should need to explore every single part of this thing. Like, for example, we're talking about going to Mars, and we really haven't even explored the Earth yet. There's, what is it, 70% of the Earth is ocean, and we don't really know what's down there yet. And gamers kind of understand that in order to extract everything from this thing, maybe you need to explore the corners. So he says, yeah, in real D&D, you don't get that much XP for killing jobbers. Yep, exactly. And for those who don't know, jobbers are like is a wrestling term for easy to defeat, seemingly badass, but easy to defeat opponents that make you look good, right? Shai says, I thought farming was specifically in CRPGs where you find a respawn point and kill it for creatures to level up. That's a real thing in video games too, which, it's a little bit of an exploit, which maybe I should change that to exploit, or while not exactly seen as a good thing in terms of like living on Earth and whatnot, optimizing it and using exploits for survival is actually a good thing. And what I mean by that is we know many uh, tribal peoples around the world, in order to survive, had to, let's say, I don't know, you kill a water buffalo or something, and you don't just use its hide, you try to optimize and exploit every single resource around you for survival. So it's not like, oh, we're just going to kill that thing and eat the meat and leave the rest of it. No, we're going to use the bones and its organs, and when the animal's alive, we're going to follow its migration things. Um, oh yeah, I hear you, Drew. Yeah, and the optimize exploit is what's available to us, and how can, even if it's harmful, like how can we use this thing to become better. An example of this would be sending satellites into deep space. Someone realized that you can use gravity as a slingshot, and that gravity is a resource that can be exploited, right? And normally we think of gravity as like, oh, we don't want to fall down a gravity well. You get sucked into the sun and you'll crash into the planet. And someone's like, no, if you do this just right, you could actually like skim off the gravity pull, and that will accelerate your speed as you start heading down into its gravity well. But then if you time it right, you'll get shot off the other end of the gravity well and then head towards your distant objective without having to expend fuel. And if you just do it, that's the optimization. That's the exploit of a resource that would normally kill us. I've got two cats. Pets are an exploit of a very dangerous animal that was in the wild, like wolves and coyotes and dingoes and like all the lupine species. And then we've got our like feline species. And what did we do? We decided to invite them in our homes. Listen, if we could domesticate like the lethal power of snakes and crocodiles and heck, even like predatory birds, which we have, we would have them in our homes and around our societies all the time for some reason, which always boggles my mind. Like we have these murder machines and we just like invite them in our homes and rub their bellies and stuff. It's really weird, but it's a cool thing, unless they actually trained us and they exploited our labor, which I don't doubt that they probably didn't. All right, so we have a critical eye. Go back to Drew's comment here with the critical eye. Video gamers are extremely critical. And I'm going to show another comment here that I wrote down on our list. Oops. Actually, maybe give credit when due should be right under critical eye. And that is, video gamers can be pretty harsh when it comes to being critical. But developers of video games understand that mentality. And so when a game like, what's a game that suffered from that I can think of off the top of my head as a non-gamer? Cyberpunk 2077 was a game with a lot of, it came with a look and appeal and a nostalgia and a world that everyone was like, this is going to be the top game. And then it was just sidelined and crushed under the weight of a lot of like glitches and problems, and there's a lot of video games out there where people just show off all the problems with that thing. And the good thing about that is a group mindset that will hard test everything. So when it comes to like futurism and even like tabletop role-playing games, like sometimes you need people to look at it and go, how can I exploit these rules to show off its weaknesses? Now, mind you, there is a mindset of people who want to use a critical eye to find the weaknesses and then keep it to themselves, or basically like, oh, I can, dominate this game by abusing its loopholes. But yeah. Drew's like, it's weird, but they are simply too cute not to have them around. Yeah, I think, let it be known that like a lot of pets have been bred to be cute. That's so we don't kill them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of small pets, they look like victims. including human beings, right? When they're born, there's a lot of animals, and I include humans in it, where when they're born, it's just like you're just born a victim, and that's why we have to keep them alive. And being cute, I think, in a weird way, has an appeal to keep them safe. You know, no one ever says that about like baby cockroaches. Anyway, Drew says, I had a playtest for my system over the weekend. It was really neat to see what worked. And I also got a buttload of things I have to rework and clarify. Yeah. And thank you for segueing into development cycles. And that's why I put development cycles and then give credit where due, because that's where my mind went. Was not only do video gamers have a intensely accurate and perceptive and vigilant critical eye, they also know about development cycles. The people who developed the game, what version of the game exists, what things worked for games that maybe didn't really do well but could be fast forwarded and redeveloped into the future. And keeping an eye on old developments to improve the new developments is a great key that gamers have. Like, they'll know, hey, version 1 and 2 sucked. Version 3 is great. Version 4 is middling. Version 5 is and we'll even give different versions. Like, man, this game sucked for 1, 2, 3. Number 4 is great. Let's go back to it. Baldur's Gate 3 as an example. Now are there some games that will like IP that will fall by the wayside because it's been trashed? Like, what's a good one? Assassin's Creed has fallen by the wayside because of developmental hell and things like that. Sure, but then again, if a good Assassin's Creed game came out today, there would be a lot of gamers who would be like, okay, let's give it a try. Which gives us takes us to give credit when due, and that is, certain intellectual properties will suck. But if a new development team comes along, gamers will go, okay, who created this thing? Who's behind it? How long did it take to create it? What engine are they using to develop it? Is it open for the rest of us to modify? Is it a closed system? How much money was involved in it? Things like that. And so I could imagine, like, there would be a whole underground of, like, Star Wars, we have the Millennium Falcon and the, what are they called? Corellian Starship Factory planet or something like that. And like, I'm sure there's a bunch of in-world Star Wars nerds that like see Corellian freighters and they're like, which version of that is that? And they're like picking apart all like the modifications on the Millennium Falcon, like standing there when it's in dry dock, and they're just like, when it lands and like Han Solo walks off the ship and there's a bunch of like Starship nerds standing on the outside like, well, that's the version 8.6. And, I bet it's been modified with this kind of engine and things like that. So yeah, give credit where credit is due. Like, who helped make it and when it came about and that kind of thing. These two go together: independent action and group goals. So independent action, a lot of gamers are, well, alone. They're in their home. Maybe they got their headphones on. They've got it plugged up into their machine. Oh, already knocked out there, Scarlet, huh? Okay. They're alone. And it was neat to see Sanar and Andor, not always Corellia. Oh, the planet. Yes. Yeah. I'm still going back over videos and podcasts where they were talking about like little things that were included in Andor. I think far more in the second season than the first season, but a lot of little Easter eggs in Andor. Hell, we could talk about. I still want to talk about Andor. That show is so good. But yeah, gamers are usually by themselves doing their own thing and are. I'll give credit where credit is due. Video gamers know how to operate independently. Maybe a little me as a Gen Xer that's used to, I don't know, having social interactions and talking with people, having not had any of these technological things keeping me separate from humanity. So I look at it a little bit differently. Like if my phone went out or like I couldn't get online or something, I would actually, dare I say, survive. uh Hell, even be I literally have a job that requires a lot of human interaction and whatnot. So yeah, but also the ability to be independent and yet have group goals. And something that video gamers, maybe I should even add this on here. I'm gonna add this on here. I'm gonna go ignore cross um, lines. All right. Some of these things for gamers can be pretty damn negative, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. Um, Video gamers tend not to edit themselves and combine together ignoring lines. And so one type of line are national line boundaries, something that like politicians and business people sometimes don't see, or even the average public that doesn't use online systems, old grognardians, Gen Xers like myself and older, um, look at dotted lines on maps and think that it's a solid wall. Like, I am here, you're there, and therefore we should be at odds. And video gamers don't see the world that way. They're not limited. Their only limitation is their upload download speed, right? Like they don't care if their allies are from any country, of various age groups, of they're going to find their group and associate with their group no matter where they are. And that's a good thing. I mean, if we have one of the things I think was explored in Red Mars, Green Mars, Blue Mars, um, a trilogy of books about basically the first 100 people that settle Mars. And one of the first things that happens in the book is that less than halfway on the trip to Mars, which was like a couple of months long, maybe a couple of 5 or 6 months long. Right, exactly, right. It's like on their way, they were literally talking about, okay, so we're all from different nations and we're all rah rah about our own nations. They were like, we don't need to. We have no obligation to follow any law at all, or any national pride, or any restrictions back on Earth. We're going. There's no security team that's going to come after us. There's no, except for the resources we need, which were already launched and automated to Mars, we can do our own thing. And they started coming up with new like bylaws and economic systems and and they were discussing new things. One thing that gamers might do in the future is when all these countries that are like, I'm better than you and I'm going to launch our own people to this place, is ignore it. It might start their own thing. What happened on Mars? They came up with a nitrogen-based economic system, except in exclusion, or than a economic system based on like gold or other values and things like that. Oh, and they also came up with a it was called a gift economic system. So the person who gave more had more value than the person who took more. Yeah, Drew's like, what happens on Mars stays on Mars. That's literally it, right? It's like, no, yeah, national flag in front of the cameras, and when the cameras turned off, you're like, all right, let's really get the work done that we need to get the work done. And so I think when it comes to ignoring or crossing lines for video gamers, it's like, no, we're going to do what we want. Now, there's a negative part of that about language and like people who today, if you have like a hard line when it comes to like hate and prejudice and racism and other dangerous thoughts, and it's pretty easy for you to find your own group that will like blow smoke up your ass about your dangerous and, dare I say, even lethal mindset. But that's a side effect of the ability to ignore the cultural or political or economic or lines or values that people have, and just throw that shit out the window and just go ahead and do your own thing, and then find other people who want to do their own thing. There are some people who claim to be anarchists, but it's like anarchy in order for anarchy to work, you actually have to have organization. And so maybe it's just more like rebellion against a particular system. And I think in the far future, we could do that. Now, I know I'm not really talking about tabletop role playing games here, but as a science and futurist uh, armchair individual, I love these things. Most recently, uh, Corridor Crew, a big, YouTube channel, said that YouTube has a little tab on the end talking about inspiration and about how they have AI inspiration. And I want to show you, I would like to share out what my inspiration, what my channel shows as an inspiration. And there's some theft going on YouTube, you YouTubers and your AI systems, and I want to show that to you. It's kind of hidden in the bottom, but I would like to have the ability to show that to you. So let's slight segue here. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to go to my YouTube studio and share this out to you guys. Let's see if you can see it. So this is the opening page on my dashboard. This is what behind the scenes, those of us that make YouTube videos get to see, and it lets us navigate around about like how many people are subscribed to our channel, how they're doing, and things like that. I'm slowly getting to 1 million, 5 to 7 to 8 a month, and that's actually kind of cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the content page, and there's a little tab here called inspiration. And this little tab here, like I said, Corridor Crew did a video with some huge video content creators, and it can be difficult to come up with a new video. So they have a little inspiration tab here about the channel content. These are my videos. These are my live videos, and there's jammed in over here. They're all monetized. I took all my monetizations off because what's the point? But anyway, here's a bunch of my live videos, and this podcast over here. I haven't updated them in a long time, but these are all my like podcast channels and things like that. Hey, 2023, 2024, need to go back to that. But we're going to go here. We're going to go to inspiration. And this inspiration tab, I don't know if you guys can actually see it. Maybe I should make this bigger. So the inspiration tab here is, this is ideas for your next video inspired by your channel. So it's using the materials that I created to come up with inspiration for other videos that I could produce. And on the right side here, we have spark an idea. Try a theme and audience like fitness for beginners or something like that. Basically, you type in a thing and it'll come up with an idea. AI tools, right? And here it gives top 5 RPG character builds that will make you cry. And then they have like a little AI generated image here. Collaborative storytelling beyond the GM screen. And yeah, couldn't create a thumbnail. It was like, I don't know what to put there. Down here, the art of RPG inspiration, mastering the unplanned. That's actually kind of a cool one. The art of RPG improvisation. Improvisation. The importance of improvisation in RPGs is explored, highlighting, blah, blah, blah. And then lastly, world lore beyond the campaign setting. And if we click one of these, like improvisation, you'll see that there's like a save tab here. There's more options for like help for something's wrong. And we can click this. And here it has an outline for us already. The art of RPG improvisation, mastering the unplanned. This is all AI generated. And it gives us a little thing that we could like cut and paste for the video in the doobly-doo. And then it gives us like hooks, starts out with some hooks like, tired of predictable RPG campaigns? Learn how to embrace the unexpected and turn those unplanned moments into unforgettable experiences that will leave your players craving more. Then we have an outline below that, the magic of unexpected adventures, and then it even gives us AI generated thumbnails. And, we've got game products here and some, I don't know, I guess these are action figures or something. Look kind of cool. There's a glowing hand down here on a world. There's like three-headed monsters and things. That's weird looking. That's not, this isn't exciting, but there's a hand with a quill and light behind it and runes or glyphs or whatever they're called. And then we have someone's hand down here on a character sheet or something. And then there's even some, they give us even some titles here, right? RPG and improv, when the script goes out the window. The art of winging it in RPGs. Mastering the unplanned, RPG and improv secrets. How to be a genius at RPG improv, no script needed. And then, now, I mentioned, since I don't have such a tab, but then I don't have much on my channel, mostly just curated playlists of videos from other people. Yeah, I think what's happening here is that inspiration tab will come up similarly to like people who have a lot of things created on their channel or have created a lot or continuously. So now it doesn't tell me like when it was on there. Like it doesn't say you have to have so many subscribers or something like that, but I'm sure it's there generated. The inspiration tab is there because people who produce on YouTube will essentially create more, I was going to say clickbait. That's not what it is. More curated information so people constantly tune into YouTube. So yeah. But down here, it says related videos. Improv and the Unexpected. This is from Geek and Sundry back in 2016. And then we have Zen and the Art of Dungeon Mastering. Improve your improv. One was Geek and Sundry. The other one is Zipper on Disney. And you'll see Matt Mercer here. This is back when Geek and Sundry was still around. I think it's back again. Anyway, this is 2019. 14,000 views on this one, 1.4 million views from Geek and Sundry. And what I mean to say about, I don't know if you homage, theft or whatever, is that like these are related videos. And of course this material is put up for public use and public things. But the AI system is learning from these other videos and my own stuff to spit back at me what it thinks people might be interested in. Now, I'm not saying that improv isn't a good thing, and I could probably do a video about this. I'm almost tempted to save one of these and actually try to do the video itself. Let me see if I can show more. Here's the outline of the content here. The magic of unexpected adventures, unleashing the power of improv, mastering the art of creative problem solving, and more and more, right? Elevating the game experience, the rewards of improvisation. And then of course we have here copy outline section, delete that section, or more options like is it helpful or something went wrong. And then refining the outline over here on the right. Mention chat GPT examples, discuss AI powered tools, include D&D 5e examples, things like that. But it's pretty interesting that like you can like save this. There's a copy the outline. There's more options here. You know what? Maybe I might do that and see how this goes. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this up also, first for Carter Crew is a great channel, right? And let's hit hooks. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is that like we're being inundated with AI systems. And I mentioned the fact that AI systems are like eating its own tail, right? Like every time an AI generated thing exists in the internetiverse, other AI systems are learning from that exact system. So the funny thing about the AIs that can't really make fingers could get better at making fingers, except that it's learning from other images that can't make fingers. So now it's just copying those those can't make finger images, continuing the problem of not being able to create fingers, if that makes sense. And I wonder how many YouTubers are creating videos off of these curated information and then regurgitating it back out. Now, mind you, it claims that it's doing this from my own channel, right? So if I go back to the beginning of this, let's see, go back again. Ideas for your next video inspired by your channel. So if this AI system is actually using my own information and going like, you create information, you create content like this, here's more content like the thing that you create, I'm in a way, I'm all right with it, right? It would be like Stephen King putting all of Stephen King's own books into an AI, and then it spits out, hey, Stephen King, here's 3 books you should write. And he goes, yeah, that's kind of in my wheelhouse. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with that for some reason. I do agree with you on this one, though. All that stuff looks rather generic, and that's my problem with it. You know, it does look generic, a little bit more than generic, right? Even the thumbnails are just like, oh, it's French toast, right? Right? It always goes to the mean or the middle. And if I were to even do something like this, I'd have to like put my own twist on it, even if my own twist wouldn't make it that interesting. With the Corridor Crew video, underneath these, they actually had a tab called interest, which was like very interested, low interest, meaning like according to their own algorithm, if they did that video, it wouldn't garner that. Mine doesn't have the interest part on it. I don't have the interest part, but let's see. Let's go to, I like this idea, mastering the unplanned. And if I hit save, what's going to happen here? Okay, where did it go? I don't, thank you for saving it, but I don't know what it means. Remove save. So is there a save? It's cool, except is there a save function at the bottom? I don't know. But anyway, these are examples. Just want to show you guys what it looks like. It's, I don't know. It does feel like a weirdly like a soft apocalypse, right? It's like the boiling the frog idea, you know? It's like, well, I don't know. Especially the thumbnails too. Yeah, it just, I don't know. Oh, I see what it, okay, so you could, let's see, if you copy the hooks, oh, and then you could just go to a document here, right? So let me share this tab out here, and then we're gonna, let's see, let's do this. Let me insert, nope, that's not what I want to do. Share, am I sharing it out? Yeah, I'm sharing it. Okay, because I want you guys to see what I'm doing here. I'm going to insert a horizontal line. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the bottom. Insert. I like just putting a horizontal line sometimes to give me a visual ability to like put this stuff down. Look how, ooh, and I think I made the font a little bit too big. There we go. All right, let's move you up. There you go. It lets you can cut and paste if you want to. I think that's what they want you to do. Cut and paste, even these, yeah, there it is. Yeah, copy the hooks, how to make videos easier to make and stuff. And my problem with this though is like, not only is it kind of like generic and boring, it also means that the creator of these means, copy that, right? There we go. It also means that the creators of your like favorite, say YouTube um, videos and whatnot, are now, see, it just gave me some hooks and whatnot, right? And it makes it feel like, well, hey, YouTube creator, I like your stuff, but if you're just going to create more of your same stuff, which is what the AI, how the AI systems work, like, is that a good thing? I don't know. Yeah, TA. Yes, that's exactly what it is. TA says, "What is that? A suggestion from YouTube to use an AI for content curation using your content or something?" No. Take away your question mark, and that's exactly what this is. So what I did is, let me share this back out here. So here we go. On my YouTube Studio page, there's a new tab right here at the beginning called Inspiration. And oh, here's the saved ideas tab. There it is, where you save them. So this is the inspiration tab for AI to help me make new videos. And there's a here where it sparks an idea, and here are some AI generated ideas that it created. Does it let me refresh this page? I want to see if it comes up with something new. Inspired by your channel. It's taking its time a little bit. Here we go. RPG storytelling using real world history, the evolution of the dungeon master, how to run a no prep RPG session, exploring the Forgotten Realms in 2025, and RPG mechanics of The Last of Us. The RPG mechanics of The Last of Us. That falls into my wheelhouse because I love using like movies and television shows and pop culture and stuff. That falls. The thumbnails are pretty. But yes, that's exactly what this is. Oh, geez, what a slap in the face from YouTube. Soon we will own all content and just make it using AI. Yep, that will force everyone out and drain all the electricity anyone needs too. On top of it, the boot. Yep. They don't need us anymore. As a matter of fact, let's go to one of these. Storytelling using real world history. That's something I would do. Kind of. Here's a blurb about it, historical events. I can hit here for hooks. Tired of generic fantasy stories? Want to bring real world history into your RPG campaigns? This video dives into how you can use historical events and conflicts to create immersive and memorable stories your players will never forget. Thank you, YouTube. You don't need me anymore. Here's an outline, and there's even like thumbnails. You can show more thumbnails. They gave me some more titles. The real history behind your fantasy world, or historical RPGs, more than just Knights and Dragons, etc. Right? And then it even shows me some of the videos it may have helped build out of these other things. Creating Caldradia, fictional history, culture, and Bannerlord from Rosencreutz, 2023. How to Build a Fictional World by Kate Massner, 7.8 million views back in 2014. It's a TED ED talk. But you can see related videos, show more. Here's some related videos. Wired, 14.5 million views, 40-year-long Dungeons and Dragons game. The Creator Bard, that guy. These go back 2020. Here's one recent one, 2020 Night. The Secret Deaths of Knights in the Middle Ages. These are all videos from other people that have already created content on YouTube. The Story of Shadow Dark. So These are all related videos that the YouTube AI has probably learned from to generate what it has. So create it for. So yep, that's the inspiration tab. Oh man, the AI consuming half of the future doable amount of power. Hey, here in the Ohio Valley, we're still going through this idea because we're trying to become. All they have to do is switch it to an actual video generator based on AI that uses your videos as training. Oh yeah, oh absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Is it possible they've already done that? I don't know. They can create as many accounts as they want with AI audio, and then use AI imagery, or not even AI imagery. They could scrape open domain like photographs or image content, like story blocks and places like that, and then make videos for it. Yeah. I've heard about that. Yeah. They're already estimating that even with refinements, AI is going to require like 91 to 93% of all the electricity we currently generate. So we will have to at least double our energy production. Yeah. That's assuming that they help with our electrical grid. They'll probably shut the electrical grids down. With AI consuming half the future double amount of power. Yep. And they're pushing forward on it all in government out of fear that others will get there and have it, while we won't, like being left out of the AI bomb. Yep. The dark side. Exactly. Always tempting. Easy, faster, but not more powerful. Yeah. Oof. Just, what kind of kills me are those YouTubers that complain about people using AI in their field, like voice acting, but then go ahead and use AI for other arts that are not in it. Hypocrisy. Yep. All DBJ so that you can have it 24/7. Yeah, I wonder how interesting I would find myself if myself was created 24/7. I don't know. I'd probably think I'd be sick of myself. But amazing, right? This is crazy. This is YouTube going. This is what we call enshittification, where it's like the social media, because YouTube is a social media, because we're socializing right now, where the user benefits from it greatly. So I'm using their backyard, right? This is their backyard. I'm just renting space, and I'm paying for that space by creating content that draws people in for YouTube's algorithm. Now YouTube has such a large language learning model to learn from thumbnails to what's written in a doobly-doo, to our voices, our own audio voices, to how videos are edited and things like that. It can learn from all the greatest video content creators it has on its platform. It has an inspiration tab so that the people can create even more content, and it could literally start shutting people out of its own system. Yeah, so yeah. It's only enshittification when they make use of your wet hole. Yes. Yeah, once we start pinching loafs. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, yeah. We're stuck in a catch-22 on AI. Yep. Does humanity get wiped out by Chinese or US-based AI to choose your death? But either way, we get wiped out entirely and replaced by an advanced paperclip maker. Yeah, you guys know about the paperclip maker idea, where I don't think there's going to be a Cyberdyne, Skynet, where one system takes over everything. I think we're going to be taken down by billions and billions of little small AIs all doing their own thing. That's what I think, because it's already at work. It's crazy. Yeah, not my wet hole, your wet hole. You're talking about my wet hole. Funny thing is, it will most likely be overheating the planet by AI generated things. Yeah. You just go nuts making the paper clips till it overheats the earth. Now that's a horrible but kind of cool dystopia. The last of humanity walking around trying to survive with mountain-sized things of paper clips being created everywhere. Yeah. Oh shit. Anyway, thank you guys for letting me show this to you. It's crazy. It's fun. I'm going to refresh this one more time, and let's see what it comes up with. One more time, and then let's get out of here. Inspired. It's telling me it's inspired by my channel, so I don't know. Building a miniature dragon's lair using AI to optimize character backstories. Exploring the history of fantasy conventions. The ethics of AI-generated dungeon masters. Okay, okay. A beginner's guide to role-playing game music. Couldn't create thumbnails for these. I'd have to do that on my own. Damn it! It's not supposed to have me use my own brain power. Here we go. The ethics of AI-generated dungeon masters. AI's like, I don't care if you hate me, just as long as you fuel me. Here we go. The ethics of AI. Here we have an opening blurb. The potential for AI to create immersive and engaging dungeon master experiences is explored. And we've got hooks, we've got outlines, thumbnail, cyberpunk trash. You know, someone on a computer in a street with an Asian dragon in the background and neon. Wet streets. Oh, man. Even extra titles. And we have The Ethics of AI by Stuart J. Russell, University of Columbia. And then The Ethics of AI and Machine Learning, full course from freecodecamp.org. AI/ML, machine learning. And then there's even the video here. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, all right, guys. I'm no longer going to be human. I will just be running my channel off of AI. I appreciate. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Oh man. The paper clips will be the GPUs and AI software to run on. Oh, that's funny. Oh man. I think if you use stuff from related channels and videos that have similar topics to yours. Yeah, I believe so. I don't doubt it. I don't think it's if I wanted to claim, do I think it's ethically using my own information to spit back at me subjects for the channel? I don't think so. I'm thinking it's using those other, let's see if I can pull this up a little bit higher here. Sorry. Oh, it's not. Okay. Let's see if I can do here we go. Can you see it? Oh, it's hard. Oh, it's at the bottom. Here we go. Here's the related videos. And those are the first two I read, the titles, and then it just goes on. Is AI generated art ethical? Exploring the ethics of Gen AI. Creating a D&D DM's brain attic with Obsidian back in 2022, and more, right? Some of these are smaller channels, 5,000 views, maybe 8,000 views, 107,000 views. And it goes back a number of years. How I use Obsidian to run and play D&D online. This is something from overseas. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah. Do I think it's using information from these other videos? Probably. Probably. Oh shit, the ethics of YouTube. Joke's on you. YouTube has no integrity. Yeah, I guess you got that as a test or something, because I don't have it on my studio. Oh no, okay, I had to go to my videos I have up, and it showed up the same place yours is. Yeah, exactly. Now I don't, like I said, I only found this out through a Corridor Crew video. So When did it show up? How did it show up? What do you need to get that little? Sorry, let me go back here. To get this little inspiration tab, I don't know. I don't know whether it's based on money, which I don't. My channel is not very big. I don't get a lot of money. I don't get a lot of views, but it could be a test run to go across. I'm a pretty small channel, so it could be a test run, and to get me to produce more material and things like that. And inspiration wise, like I would never just copy and paste any of this stuff, but like as a person who loves being inspired, could I be inspired by this? Maybe 20%, maybe 30% of this, maybe. But and let me click my saved ideas, because I did save one of them, and there it is. Rows per page 10. Oh, so it lets me remove save. So yeah, so I can save. I could save a ton of these, like 30, 50 of them, and then make a schedule and then punch out information so I could be more productive on the channel. So it is letting me do that. There it is, up to 50. There it is. Yep. Saved ideas. I can keep going in and making them for the channel. See, YouTube is, after all, owned by Google, who gave up on their original view on ethics. Yeah, don't be evil. So now it's just be evil. Is it true if you don't activate ads, the algo will completely bury your channel? I've heard that, like, because my monetization is off. So I wonder if I'm being, I bet that's true, even if they say it's not. I bet the algorithm pushes down videos that don't have ads on it. I can't remember if I have ads on or not. I might go in there and turn it off. Yeah, be careful. Yeah. Because I'm of that age as well, right? Let's go back to this one. I'm of that age as well. Yeah, be careful. Just like cell phone contact lists ruining our ability to remember a phone number, this stuff is going to ruin our ability to think and be creative too. I hear you. I hear you on that. A very creative YouTuber might want to I'll say it, I'm going to say optimize their output and then completely trash their own inspiration for making like really fun content and whatnot. Yeah. So this is my content anyway. Maybe we might show something off like this again. T says, I have ads pushed from your videos on entry, no mid-rolls and such, but initially it tries to force me to watch them for your channel too. It does do that? T is glad you mentioned you had not turned it on, so I don't feel bad for skipping. Oh, it does. I'm not. All right, here, hold on. Let's see if I could do this. Settings, add category. No, not add categories. You can block specific ads. General categories. Huh. I gotta figure out where this is at. It's not under settings. It might be under earn. Yeah, your YouTube partner. Page ads. Add categories. Blocked. I'm gonna have to go in here and figure out how to membership. I haven't been in here in a long time. Overviews. Memberships, shopping, brands, things to know. I'm gonna have to go in here. I turn all that stuff off. Oh yeah, it'll kill the channel though. Honestly, it would just kill the channel. Yeah. Let me go back to the dashboard. Yeah, I don't know how it. I don't know the algorithm. I don't even think they know how the algorithm works. Yeah. I get ads on Twitch, but don't think I had ads on YouTube from your channel. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure how that algo works. Anyway, guys, well, you know what? This is a little bit of a deep dive. I'm a little bit inspired. This is just a random off the top of my head kind of thing. I think we can delve deeper into it. And I don't know if YouTube will the YouTube algo go, hey, listen, don't let everybody know about these things, or will the YouTube algo say, hey, this guy is showing people how the algorithm works, or at least some of the little inside things. I don't know. I don't know. This is pretty interesting. Completely non-tabletop role-playing game related, but I mean, there's a way to shoehorn it in there, I guess, and we can keep on doing that. Yeah, I like this. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for letting me show you this new thing and talk about gamers and stuff like that. We'll talk about this tomorrow because I'm actually I'm literally inspired by looking at the horror this is going to create. Oh man, so I only more than a handful of hits when I do guitar product reviews, probably because of people searching for the exact product names. Yeah, yeah. But there's a way to learn from this too. I mean, you know, would this help people who have a channel like refine their channel? I guess, but would it end up turning like same-ish? Probably as well. So I don't know. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for being part of the show. I really appreciate it. Oh yes, yeah, yeah. I did say that. Yeah, yeah. You said enshittification. To me, that means algo. Yep, yep. All they have to do is turn the dials on the algorithm, and it's just like, man, yeah, yeah. ChatGPT telling a dude that Biden was in the office. That's the what is the AI hallucinations and people believing them. Yep, yep, yep. Absolutely. Ouroboros. AI eating its own output to make more output. Yep. Yep. Yeah, 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 it is. Yeah, the more AI produces material, the more other AI systems, including itself, learns from that same material. So it's eating itself, right? Yeah. Yeah, the classic Ouroboros circular snake eating its own tail. And you're very welcome. I love to make people scared. Yeah, we'll delve into more things like this, man, tomorrow if I can find them. If I can, we'll do it, guys. I hope this horror content doesn't make you too scared. Maybe we might figure out how to manipulate the system or something. I doubt it. I doubt it, but TA is right. Yeah. Apparently the rate of it hallucinating is like 40% and will only get worse as time goes on. Yeah, if you cut and paste from AI, you're going to be wrong for a good percentage of the time. Now, if you look at it and go, oh, let me refine what it says or something like that, and actually do the hard work of researching it, but then how much energy are you doing researching it when you could have just skipped the AI and done the research yourself? All right, guys, I'll see you later. Have a great one. Thank you very much for being here. And I hope this video catches on. Maybe we might even, shit, I could make a whole YouTube channel off of like delving into AI systems and just showing off what they do or what they can't do and the loopholes. And remember, I'm an idiot. I'm a Luddite. I'm like an armchair dude. So imagine people who like are like really bad actors that really want to abuse these systems. It's crazy. TA, seriously, dude? Seriously? Says that let me stop sharing this there. Its initial hallucinating was only like 20 to 30%. So it was going to 40 means at some point it will be like 80 to 90% of the time. And sadly, people are going to be trusting it more and more often. I agree with you. I agree with you. Because it sounds like when you read it and hear it that it comes from an authority, and it sounds authoritative when it's not. I heard about that one, about a lawyer or law firm or something like that putting together, using an AI to put together an argument, and, and it just pulled the wrong information together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's even, I know you know this one, TA. There's even a scientific term, artificial scientific term that got into research papers. The artificial term now in scientific papers. If you know basic science, here we go. It's okay. Let's do this. There it goes. All right. Share. And here we go. Why am I not sharing? There it goes. Okay. Here it is. Let me get to the top of this thing. AI made up a science term. Now it's in 22 papers. A mistranslated term and a scanning glitch birthed the bizarre vegetative electron microscopy. Vegetative what? If you know basic science, you're already raising an eyebrow. Vegetative electron microscopy doesn't make sense, and that's because it isn't a real thing. It's what researchers call a digital fossil, a strange, erroneous term born from a mix of optical scanning errors and AI training quirks. Back in the 1950s, 2 papers, and then it goes on and talks about how it was an accident, and now it's in papers. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yep. So, do humans know of non-hallucinated sheep? Yeah. It made court cases up that were not real, but attributed them to real judges, sadly putting words in their mouths. It was crazy. Yep. Wow. Sorry, he had a brain fart. He was facing perjury himself, and he still put that forth. Wow, that's funny. That's crazy. So anyway, guys, electron microscopes require coating with metal the things you're going to bounce off those electrons off. Yeah. Yep. Vegetative electron microscopy. So, got the sun behind me. Got to head off to work. Guys, thank you very much for being part of the show. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great one from this, our look at the AI apocalypse of lies and all that kind of stuff, and fake information, and YouTube going down that location as well. Yeah. That's funny. They'll be hallucinating and not dreaming then. That's funny. Anyway, guys, have a great one. I'll see you later. Peace.